put it in the thread, but I love that you guys are here live because I always have a fear, which I don't want to even ever say that word fear because it's a liar. I just feel like someday nobody's going to show up on these calls and I'm going to be like, wah, wah, wah. No, so thank you for always showing up, you guys. So, all right, because I love this team and we have big things planned. And look who's else is hopping on. Helen, look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at this. This is awesome. All right, you. Miss Annie Parker. She is our special guest tonight, you guys. I asked her if she would help us with Instagram because me, myself, and I am not so talented with Instagram, and it kind of intimidates me a little bit. So, and I feel like I've been pretty savvy with everything. I try to keep on top of stuff. I have definitely become more tech savvy, but I just think when it's easy for people, which it is for Annie, you would just wait and see how quickly she can maneuver this. It's just great. So thank you for offering your help with us here tonight. But she's going to just help us navigate the app and show us how to create some posts and where to get content and that kind of stuff. So, and then some of you guys that are just hopping on, Bob Heilig is going to be doing some training with regards to the algorithms for both Facebook and Instagram. So I can't wait to kind of bring that information to you guys too, so that we know what to, how do we bring more awareness to our community that we have on our own private pages. And the other thing I wanted to say is Bob Heilig did just do something the other day that video is where it's at. So you want to know that seems terrifying to some of you, but the videos get a lot of a lot of views. And I know when I've done videos, there's people that comment on my videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't even seen any posts from them for a while. So everyone sees your video. Not everybody sees your post. So the videos are super important, whether you're just saying, hey, look at my garden, I'm a gardener, check out my garden, just do something that's familiar. Don't talk about Plexus for your first video. I did a paddleboarding video. The one time I was on my paddleboard, that's what I did for my first video, and it was easier. It wasn't easy. I was still terrified, but I did it, and I didn't die. And then the next time I did it, it was easier and easier and easier. I still kind of choke up like, what am I going to say? Are people going to find it relevant? Are they even going to watch it? And then boom, 250 views, it's crazy. So you'll get to see how many people have viewed your video where you can't necessarily see how many people have viewed your post. So, all right, Miss Annie, I'm going to turn the time over to you. We worked on sharing our screen, so she's going to share her screen.
Okay. Let me see. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you find that little share button?
So share content screen.
I think
it works.
Content.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
Okay, so you guys can see my screen.
Yeah, I told her to get rid of all her naked pictures.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Now she's going to be like stressing.
Let me see. It's a little scary. So I didn't really have anything planned. I was just going to kind of wing it. And then should I start with Instagram?
Yeah, let's start with Instagram.
Okay, so I'm going to pull up my Instagram app down at the bottom there.
And these apps are super easy to install, you guys, really easy.
Yeah, so I have, here's my profile with pictures I've posted, but if I wanted to do a story, I'm going to go back down to the bottom left, the home button, and up in the top left corner, there's a little camera, so I'm going to click that. And you can do a video like this and you just talk. So that can kind of be a little intimidating sometimes. So what I started with was going to the create button. And that's where I could just start typing things and people could hear my story, I guess. Or I have a ton of pictures saved that have to do with Plexus. So let's just say, okay, for example, this one, let's just say I wanted to post this. And so Phyllis, you mentioned something about sparking curiosity with people.
Yes.
And so if they see like, oh, what's this pink drink? And then if I were to post that and then do like a selfie video of myself, I'm trying to see, and talk about it, I guess, or like show, I don't know.
Okay. So let's see. So you went up to the camera. She clicked on that little camera in the left upper corner, and that's how she goes to create her content here. And so there's that, see where it says normal, and then there's that button below it. If you touch that, that's going to record you. So
yeah, you'll see it recording.
Yeah, it's going to record you. Now, you have to touch it again to stop it, or do you have to hold it down?
Oh, shoot. Hold on, let me see. Let me get back into it.
Okay.
It works a little bit differently. I think it's working differently because I'm on the Zoom.
You're sharing it. Okay.
But there's that arrow in the top right corner, and that will, okay, let's say, I don't know, let's just say I wanted to post that on my story. So done. Send to on the bottom will go to my Instagram story, and I would click share.
That it says your story, that's Annie at the top, then just share, and then it goes to the story. So Annie, do you want to tell them like how important it is to do a story versus just something in your news feed?
Yeah, so if you go on Instagram, you'll see when you first log in, the stories are all in the top row, versus if I scroll down through here, I have to scroll to see people's stories. And I mean, sometimes you get sick of scrolling. Don't know what that is. Oh, good God.
Okay.
I know. So, but then up here, you can watch people's stories. And like this girl right here, she's actually a Plexus girl. And see, you could see her writing. And I'm like, oh gosh, anxiety, depression. I have that. I want to hear what she has to say about that. And then you can click through and listen to what she's talking about. You can type text on it. So yeah, and then you can see who views your story. And I've actually had people reach out to me and say, okay, I've been following your Instagram stories for weeks now, and I'm ready to give the pink drink a shot. And I'm like, I haven't heard from you since high school. Yes. So that's what's cool about the stories, is you don't know who's watching, and you don't know who's been following your story. Like I had an ex-boyfriend reach out and be like, you look great. What are you doing? My wife needs this now. And I'm like, oh, cool. But, and I live by the beach. So I would post pictures at the beach, and I just traveled to Japan, and I just put everything that has to do with my life. I'm a teacher. So, I mean, just people want to see that you're a real person. You're not out to sell something. You're real. You have an everyday life. And I think being vulnerable was a big thing where, you know, I at first was like, Rachel, there's no way I'm going to share about my struggles with not being able to go to the bathroom. And then once I felt the way that I felt, like really good, I couldn't help but share my excitement. So I just kind of had to, like you said, put that fear aside and just post the video, and knowing that, okay, whatever, it goes away in 24 hours. Who cares if anyone sees it? But the fact that I've helped like 14 people in 3 months, it's just such a good feeling. So that kind of helps push the fear aside. But then if you're like super uncomfortable with videos, there's an app called Padlet, and you can use it on the internet too. And you can just snag up any of these photos. If you're really uncomfortable with videos, you can just grab one of these images. So let's say you wanted this one. And then there's that top button with the box and the arrow going up. You can message it to somebody in a text or an email, or post it on Facebook, or post it on your Instagram. That kind of eliminates the
So do you just click
on camera type thing?
Yeah, when you go to these pictures, would they just click like that little box with the arrow going up on it? Would they just click copy it if they wanted to put it in an Instagram post? or
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can, like, let's say you click this one, you can, so I'll click that, the box on the top right with the arrow. And you can, down at the bottom, you can copy it. You can save the image to your camera roll. So I just saved it to my camera roll.
I got it.
Go back into my photos. There it is.
Okay, cool. Do you guys have any questions so far? Because we don't want to be like fire hosing this down your throat.
I know.
Definitely, ask or type it in the chat if you have a question. Maybe some of you guys can add some information to this. I don't want you guys, I just told her, like, let's just start with the basics and go from there, because I really needed that too. Maybe, Annie, what you could do too is just show us how to like bling one of those pictures. That was the one thing I wanted to know, because I'm like, how do they do all those squirrely arrows that make, and then the GIFs, or however you say that. That would be cute to go in your.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, like, I've been using Instagram for years. So this didn't happen overnight. So if you're like, oh my gosh, this is too much, this is really overwhelming, just start slow and play around with it. Like, don't be afraid to play around. So I'll start back slow. So I'm going to go back into my Instagram, top left corner of the camera. Let's say I wanted to create a post, and I'm going to go up at the top center. There's my photos. And let's say I want to grab this photo. And so you kind of have to play around with it, figure out how to zoom in and out on your phone.
So she's using her fingers to pin, right? You're pinching the picture.
Yeah. So you use 2 fingers, and then you spread them out to zoom in, and then pinch in to zoom in. And let's say I wanted it up there, and I wanted to, up in the top right, there's like a little smiley face sticky note. You click that, and you can add music. You can add, like, let's say, okay, so I'll go back. There's GIF, I guess it's called, with the
I know. Does anybody know how that's really said?
GIF. Not the T.
GIF. So there's all these funky GIFs, but let's say I wanted to do an arrow. So I could type in arrow, and you get all these different ones. And let's say, oh, I really like this swirly one. And you can move it, again, like pinch in to make it smaller, pinch out to make it bigger. It's all about like grabbing people's attention. And so let's say I wanted to also put in like happy. I don't know, like you find, you just something to grab people's attention. Yeah. And then you can also add, I like the poll. Rachel and I do this. Yes. Are you ready to get healthy? And then instead of saying yes or no, you could say, yes. So people, they click the answer, and then you can see who's viewed your story and who's responded to the poll. And that's been a way for me to reach out to people and say, oh, I saw that you were watching my story. Are you curious about learning more? Or you clicked that you were interested in, I don't know, getting your gut healthy, whatever it is. So it's just kind of like one of those icebreakers for people. And
I like how she didn't give them a chance to say no.
Right. Yeah. And then even like people click the stories through, and then they accidentally will accidentally click heck yes or heck no or heck yeah. And they'll be like, oh, I didn't mean to click it. But I'm like, well, you're still watching my story. So are you?
That's so funny. Yeah. Or it gives you an opportunity to just be like, wow, it just really helped me so much. I can't stop sharing, or whatever. You just, I can even just throw them a little one-liner. Like, you really should try this stuff. Like, it's amazing, or something.
Yeah.
What else?
And something else that I just got curious about on Instagram, you can go down at the bottom. There's the home button, and then there's that magnifying glass. if you click that and you type in gut health, I don't know if I can type it right, gut health. So there's a tag, gut health. If you click that, then you can watch all, like there's videos, there's different posts. And that's where I snag a lot of my images too.
Yeah, Sandy had a picture or a question there of like, where do you get these pictures? The other thing Annie said was just hashtag Plexus. And you can get a lot of like Plexus things from Instagram. I'm almost thinking that like you could even go on Etsy. You can probably do the same thing in your Google search Plexus. You may get some things like that. It's so easy to get how you can easily grab these pictures.
So yeah, and you can.
Wow.
And then so like on Plexus, I click this girl's picture, and then I'm like, oh, Jamie, I want to see what she's about. So I click her page, and then you can see, oh, she has stories on Plexus right here. So I get ideas from other people, and you can screenshot their stories. Like I just screenshotted hers, and that saves to my photos. So like this, I don't create anything on my own. I don't have time to reinvent the wheel. I just steal from people.
Yeah, this is the yes, I see Insta wizardry, Egan. That's perfect because right, like some of us can sit there and go, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make a good post. It's not going to make sense. I'm not good enough at this. Blah 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 blah. Then go steal it from somebody else because
Totally. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I hardly make anything. I just copy from other people.
Yep. And when it's on social media, guys, it is fair game. Okay.
Yeah.
Like when I post something, I'll tell you 1,000,000% you can copy paste my post. Don't share it because when you share, it kind of condenses the post and people aren't going to read it. Whereas if you were copy and pasting it into your own thing, like on Facebook, it's going to be your own content. It's not going to look like it came from Phyllis. Because a lot of people are like, I don't want to see what was been shared. I want to see what you're doing. So you just have to, it's just another simple step. Hold your finger down, copy it. It'll say paste, once you get into your own thing, paste, and then grab your photo. So you do have to like hold the photo down and then save to your photos. And then you just go and grab it. So, okay. Let's see. What else, Annie?
No, I'm trying to think.
Oh, yeah. Like, see that one with all the words there? Like
this one?
Yeah. So say you wanted to type in your own little story on photo.
Yeah.
Can you show them how to do this with the white background? Like I actually
Okay, so let's say I wanted to post this picture, but I wanted to add words. So up in the top right, there's the capital A and lowercase a. You could type found my miracle supplements. And then you want to like up in the top left, and you can play, like just play around with all the buttons. It doesn't cost anything, and you can like have fun with it and go, oh, that's not easy to read. Let's see. Okay, I like that. Again, I'm going to make it like, I'm going to spin it, make it big, put it up here.
Oh yeah, her polls, when she does a poll, that's the other little, I heard this somewhere, is put it down in the right corner. Like when you do a poll, let's show them, because here's the funny thing. When they're scrolling, they scroll on the right-hand side. So they have an opportunity. Yeah. It's like, well, actually, like
if you put it down here, people, their thumb is going to hit it.
Yep. That's the secret. Is so you want to put it down low, but not too deep because it'll hide it in your picture. You want to put it like, a decent place. And then if you don't like what you did, show them how to put it in the trash.
Okay, so you want to hold it down with your finger and drag it around, and then you'll see the trash can down at the bottom, and you just drag it there and let go.
Yeah. So
and if you're like, oh my gosh, I completely messed up this whole thing, I just want to get rid of everything, the X in the top left corner, discard photo. Yep, I just want to start over.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then like the boomerang is fun too. Like let's say you're drinking your pink drink and you're doing the boomerang. I don't know if it'll do it. But you could like just have fun with it. And I think people really can relate to you and feel connected to you when you put yourself out there and aren't embarrassed or feel like you have to be perfect. I was always intimidated by people when I would see posts, and I'd be like, I'm too intimidated to even contact them about that stuff. So I just try to be as personable as possible.
And I think that's where the polls come too. I've noticed a lot of people feel like, oh, I don't want to reach out to them. I feel like it's too much. And so that's where a lot of the polls, like, are you ready to learn, or, are you ready to get started? Yes. Or send me more info. I think more people are apt to click those buttons, because then it's like, oh, thanks so much for reaching out to me. I've had a lot of people do that. And then say like, I've been following you for, over a year now. Can you tell me more? So I love the polls too.
Awesome. Okay. That's super helpful. Egan is asking, can you edit an individual slide of your story after it's created?
Oh, I don't think you can edit a slide on a story. It's kind of like once it's on the story, that's it.
Yeah. And it goes away after 24 hours, you guys. So it's not there forever.
And if you can always delete it after like 5 minutes if you're like, yeah, I don't think I want that up there anymore.
Oh, okay. So you can delete it. So there you go. I guess you just delete and start over probably. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was just wondering because I've done it before and I'm like, no, I messed that up. And I'm like,
yeah,
I gotta go like delete all of them and then go back and create it. So I was just curious if you had a fix for that, but that makes sense. So it's just up for 24 hours and that's it.
Yeah. Perfect. And then, let's see, do you guys have any other questions about Instagram? We talked about where you can find your pictures. Maybe let's talk about just really quick, a couple people they should follow that you guys have seen and that you really, like for content.
Yeah. Do you want?
Oh, Miss Annie.
I don't know why you can't hear her. I can tell you, I like the one that actually you showed her video. Her name is Jordan Reynolds. I think that's her last name. Right? She is like a trainer at the YMCA. I want to say I love her posts because she's also like she says she's like a holistic coach, but she posts like 3 times a day, but it's not like you're not inundated with garbage. It's like all her posts are really simple, to the point, a lot of Plexus posts, but you can really relate to. I just started following her probably like 2 months ago, and I steal a bunch of her stuff, kind of tweak it to my own and then slap my own picture on there. I really like her stuff. Abby Kappa also is another good one. Hers are more, I think, like customized to her family. But if you scroll down and look at like her old content, it's pretty good. I don't know any other ones, Annie, that stand out. I kind of find them and then I'm like, "Ooh, you need to follow this girl."
I know. Yeah, we're like,
it's a good one.
Can I put my phone back on the screen?
Yeah. Go ahead and share.
Okay.
And then, we're like right at 9:57. I'm sorry, it's not 7:57. We have like 3 minutes to go. But if you guys, anybody has to hop off, definitely you don't have to stick around.
Yeah.
This. I feel like I can do this forever. Oh, there's Jordan Reynolds.
Well, this is Jordan Reynolds. Yeah, she's
just that healthy life.
Yeah, the holistic health coach, and she has all of these stories you can watch and then snag her photos. Like Rachel said, her stories she posts all day long. So you kind of just whatever feels right for you, that where you can like apply it to your life and make a connection with it and share it with the people who follow you on social media. So it's just like I've learned so much, even just information about Plexus, because I'm only in month 3 and I don't really know a lot, so I like enjoy reading about it.
That's great. Now, how do you copy their content? Actually, I don't even know how to get their content easier on.
That's hard. I don't think you can copy on Instagram, but you can copy on Facebook.
So you would have to like retype this. You'd have to like copy it somewhere and then retype it like on the notes on your phone. Okay.
Totally. So, but like, let's say I loved this one. Dear person, eat less and exercise doesn't.
Yeah, that's really good.
So then you screenshot it, go in your photos, and then you have to edit it because you don't want all the stuff on the outside. You just want people to see this part.
Yeah, so see that button, edit, at the top right corner. You click that, and then you just drag your finger down, drag it up, and it makes a box.
Yeah, so you want to crop out like all the extra stuff. And then when you post it on your Instagram or your Facebook, you do have to type out the comment, but that's where you get a chance to like make it your own and connect to your social media audience. But it's kind of like journaling or reflecting. I don't know.
One thing I was just going to add real quick, talking about sharing, because sometimes that can be, you're asking people to share so much. That's a fun way to also say, when you are following up with people, you're asking like, how's your digestion? How's your mood? How's your cravings? How's your energy? And so they're going to type something back to you, hopefully more specific with those things that you asked. And then you can say, oh my gosh, you're asking if they can, if they will share. And then that's a great opportunity where you can say, can I share this on my page? Taking a screenshot of even the text message, or, can I take a little snag a picture from your social media and include that. So that's something I've been trying to get better at. Because then the more people are like, oh, this person's also taking it. And so, yeah.
That's great. That's awesome. Thank you, Rachel, for that. What else, guys? Any other questions about, I don't know, Facebook, where to get content there? That one's easy. Just follow everybody on Facebook that, anyway, Emily Gibson, you're going to get some good content. Brooke's content has changed. You could actually kind of scroll back and see, because Brooke's is very, very much, she has branded herself now. So Brooke is her own brand, but you can get, there's just plenty of other content. Find some people you like, and know that Plexus is okay with you sharing. Anybody that's posting is okay with you sharing their stuff. So even on our own team, I think we just need to understand that. Like if you post something about some great results, we would love to use it, right? Because you're our team, and that just shows like, hey, look at these guys are my personal friends. So like I said, everything I have out there, you guys have access to. And then what I wanted to share with you. Oh, go ahead.
Annie, do you feel like more people are reaching out from your Instagram stuff versus your Facebook, even though sometimes it's the same content between your stories?
It's interesting because I have, just being a teacher and friends with the parents at my school, they're more on Facebook than they are Instagram. And then I have a younger crowd, like the 20s to early 30s, are more on Instagram. So it just depends on, I guess, the audience. I think it's probably a good mixture of both. I wouldn't say that more people. Yeah, that's a good question. I'd have to say it's probably both.
Because I can see that too. Because I've been real similar friends on both. I have a few people that are only on Instagram, but I feel like I get a lot more likes on Instagram versus Facebook, and I don't know why that is yet.
Yeah.
So, but I can relate. So I was just curious if you get more people reaching out about Plexus on Instagram or Facebook, or is it pretty much mixed?
And my Instagram is connected to my Facebook. So all the stories that I put on Instagram are linked to my Facebook. So I never really know where they're getting it from. I either get a text from them or a Facebook message or an Instagram message. So I haven't really, it's just kind of random. I'm throwing it out everywhere and just like, who wants it?
You're throwing her net wide. And so we don't want you to just get stuck on like one, Facebook or Instagram. You want to catch both audiences, because I have 1,400 friends on Facebook, but I have just 400 followers on Instagram. But it's crazy because even people my age, there's people that are only on Instagram my age too. So it's not just, there is definitely a younger crowd there, but I think people are tired of Facebook and all the ads and different things they're seeing. Yeah. They've moved over to Instagram, which has its own ads, but it seems like you can get rid of those easier or something. But anyway, so you just never know. You just want to you're, opening your market to as many people as possible if you're looking at social media.
And I was really in my head like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose followers because all I'm doing is posting about this. But people aren't living on Instagram. So like, if you only post once a week or once a month, like you're missing an opportunity to catch somebody who doesn't go on as often. So I just had to get over that fear of like, I'm posting too much. It's kind of just like, just share your heart out.
I think about all the people higher up in Plexus and how much they're posting. It's like, even when we're on social media, it's like, do you really think twice about, oh, this person's so annoying, they're posting too much. Like, nobody cares, I know. Do it. And like, exactly.
Yeah.
I had that fear at the beginning too.
Yeah. And how many people have lost friends because of posting on Facebook and Instagram? Like,
none
of you here? No, me neither. And so that fear you have in your head of driving people crazy or pushing them away, just throw that one out the window, because you're not, and they're watching you, right, Egan and Rachel?
Yeah, and I always
they might be making fun of you.
That's fine. And like I always tell people, like when I get in my own head about it too, it's just like they can never take away my story or what it's done for me. So they can think bad of whatever they want of me, but I know what it's done for me. And exactly. So I just revert back to my story. Nobody can take that away from me.
Yeah. But Rachel and Egan had told me that they're like, oh, there's Phyllis again posting. And so quietly they're talking about it.
Never said that.
Yeah, right. But then they were like, and it's there she goes again.
Yeah, but we watched you and now look at us. We're like, I don't know what she's taking.
And they're reading it. So this is my point, you guys. Who cares? If they are making fun of you or laughing at you, if that's your fear, just who cares? Because they're going to join you one of these days. Usually when people are, bashing you, it's because I don't know, maybe there's just something uncomfortable about what you're showing them that's actually speaking to them. So eventually they're going to reach out to you. So I love that. Thank you guys for all those little nuggets, because your biggest fear of putting yourself out there on a big platform, people really aren't worried about you. They're more worried about themselves. Totally. But if you can give them good content and you can give them something that's going to make their world better, then that's what they're into, is like, what can that do for me? So that's what we want to try to get across, is like, how can we help you? And then post about your business. Like, I need to do that more, actually, of like showing people, here's what I'm doing with my business. Here's what it's done for me. And here's how it can change your life. Because at this point, I don't want just a customer. I want a business builder. And if I'm not talking about the business, I'm not going to get a business builder. And these are things that I'm hearing now, like in our Jules threads and stuff. And they're like, if you aren't talking about the business, you're missing the very people you want on your team. Those are going to be your business builders. You don't want just these people that are going to try it for 30 days and off they go. So don't be afraid to say, hey, here's what Phyllis is doing. Here's where she's at in the company. I'm super excited. We're heading that direction ourselves. We're on the best team ever, because Brooke's team, hello, it's the best team ever. It really is. And so we were just talking about it at dinner tonight. Like Brooke is probably next to, what's her name? Celeste Gwynn. Brooke's at the stinking top of this company. Brooke's making, she is the boss babe up there. So we're so blessed to have her as such a close upline too. Like, our diamond is right there above us. So anyway, thanks you guys for coming tonight. I wanted to just say really quick, check your email. Some people were confused about that incentive that Plexus is offering. It is not 50% off the welcome packs. It is 50% off the membership fee. So remember how we're like scrambling for codes to get free membership? Well, those are gone as of last night. But what they have kicked into high gear is the code that you'll type in for your US customers, Canadian customers, Australian customers. So just check that to get the code. Keep that handy, because that's what you're going to plug in. And they're going to get their membership for $19.98. That's what the membership is costing. So that's great. And then we're still doing our incentives. So $60 for my levels 1s and 2s, $40 for my level 3s to offer their people, and then $20 for my level 4s. And then you guys stack. You guys just talk amongst each other. Because when we go to talk to people, I want you guys to be ready and prepared with like, what are we offering them to get them onboarded? And it's only the $199 welcome packs we're giving those incentives to. So just as a reminder. Alrighty. So gosh, Annie, thank you so much. And thanks
I hope you guys got something from it. You're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks for chiming in, everybody else.
Thank you. I'm going to go play around with Instagram now. I'm excited.
I know.
I heard you guys. Yeah, if you haven't downloaded Instagram, go get it. Don't be afraid, and then just start following people and be inspired and friend your friends so that you can start to, or follow your friends so they can start to see your content. All right, guys. Any last minute questions, comments? All right. It's been recorded, so I'm going to convert this puppy and put it in the thread. All right. Love you guys.
Thank you.